Hey guys, this is Centrisa here, the creative nerd. And what is it that I create? I create beautiful, healthy hair. And today, we're going to be talking about how I style my teeny weeny afro. And I use the 2-strand twist out method on this particular look today. So, let's get started. As you see here, I am fresh faced, no makeup, and I am well overdue for a shampoo. So I'm going to show you the tools that I use today to style my hair. As you can see here, I have the Essations hair mender treatment that I'm going to put on my hair, naked laid edge control, Design Essentials curly stretch cream, my very own A&R oil, IceKonic leave-in conditioner, Mizani humidity resistant mist, and more. So I'm going to be showing you the treatment today. The hair mender is basically a liquid keratin treatment. It helps repair breakage, and if you're having major shedding issues, it almost restores your hair instantly. You don't need that many treatments to bring your hair back to it's a healthier state than what it was in, basically. So here I'm applying it. It has a very light smell and it foams up, so I definitely enjoy that part of it. Once you have it on, this is the first step. You place a plastic cap and then you go under the dryer and you process this treatment for 20 minutes. And while it's working, I'm going to get me a swig of soda. And once that's done, then you go behind it with a conditioner. Here I'm using the Naked Moisture Whip Honey and Almond conditioner, and you let that process for 5 minutes and then rinse with cool water. And you use cool water because it closes down the cuticle and leaves all those goodies in there that you placed in during the shampoo and treatment services. So here, as you can see, I'm freshly washed and conditioned, and I'm adding my own little special mix to my hair before detangling. It is a consistent of all Naked and Essations products and my hair oil, and I kind of apply it generously over my hair before the detangle process again. And after this, I go through and use some leave-in conditioner from the IceKonic collection by Mr. Cool C. This leave-in conditioner works really good. I also use the Naked by Essations leave-in conditioner, but I decided to go with this conditioner today because I'm new to the line and I'm testing it out to see how well I like it. So far, so good. So I have this part in the video as far as the detangling goes because I wanted to kind of briefly touch on the detangling method. You don't want to just start at the root of your hair and yank down, especially in the areas that are longer, like the crown of my head. So if you have hair that's longer than mine or long like the top, you don't want to just start at the scalp and yank. You're going to damage your hair. You want to start at the bottom of the hair on your ends and comb your way up. Usually when I talk to parents and the kids are screaming because they don't like getting their hair done at home and it hurts, this is part of the problem. So you'll see at some point in this where I decide to comb from the ends up. When your hair is shorter, you could just kind of go through it a little bit faster, and the leave-in conditioner definitely helps the process along. See here, coming from the ends to the roots. So now I'm getting ready to twist. I have the Design Essentials curly stretch cream on the back of my hand, so I don't have to keep turning around and dipping in the jar. For the shorter pieces, I am using the finger coil method because I can't necessarily get back there to put a baby twist in on my own hair, and the coil method works just as well. I also use it on my sides because my sides are kind of tapered in just a little. And once I get through finger coiling here, I move on to this 2-strand twist method, and I kind of use the same coil method at the end of the twist. So I make sure to take small sections. It doesn't really matter the sections that you take, the size of it, I should say. The smaller the section, obviously the more defined the curl will be. the larger the section, the bigger the curl. So we're moving on to the front of my head because I've basically twisted the entire head of hair. And you see I kind of snagged up right here because I did not do a good job detangling my hair in that section. You don't want to rip at your hair again. You want to take your time to kind of pull it apart there. I personally was a little bit shocked at myself that I left a part detangled like that, but we'll move on from there. So I clip away this section and start doing the 2-strand twist in the front. I had to start using an extra clip here to clip away the hair that I was not twisting because I started to get it caught in my strands that I was twisting up, and that was getting a little bit aggravating. So make sure that you have enough clips to be able to achieve the look that you want to make the process a lot easier for you. So I'm going through with the Design Essentials Curly Stretch Cream again, kind of emulsifying it through the hair, making sure I got enough product in there. And I make sure that when I start twisting, I kind of twist at the root so I don't leave the roots puffy. And I twist while I'm twisting the twist. That's a tongue twister. So I twist while I'm doing the twist, and then I wrap my finger at the end to put the curl in, so I don't necessarily have to use a perm rod. Some people, you can go ahead and use a perm rod as your preference, or if you have straighter ends. And at this point, I realize I need a trim, shaping, I should say, sometime in the foreseeable future. But you know, if you have straighter ends, or you want more of a defined curl outside of your natural curl, you can definitely go ahead and use a perm rod on the end of your twist. Me personally, I take my finger and kind of wind the twist up, as you can see there, to give that curl that I would like to the end of my twist. And as you can see here, I'm twisting again, going through and adding more product and winding it up at the end of my finger. The 2-strand twist method is pretty cool. I like it because you can either just leave it twisted, or you can wear it taken out in the twist out method, I should say. Here I'm finishing up, and looking at the video now, I see I have a nice part going across the middle of my head in the crown. I didn't necessarily take perfect precision parts on purpose because, well, sidebar here, I used a comb to comb through the end before I wound it up on my finger because it was a little bit thick right there, I should say. So just to make sure that I had a nice smooth curl, I went through and combed it to make sure there was no tangles there. But yeah, so natural curls. I'm going under the dryer here for probably about 20 minutes or so for it to dry. You want to make sure that, you know, you don't necessarily have to have precise parts because it'll be a little bit of a job to cover those parts in the end. So now I'm using my A&R oil that I hand make myself to add moisture to my scalp and to the twist before I start unraveling them. Just kind of going through here. You want to make sure that your scalp is nice and moisturized, especially this time of year with all this dry air and the cold that we're dealing with. So now I'm starting to take out the finger coils and twist. You don't want to necessarily rush through this process, kind of like I did. You don't want to be aggressive with taking out the coils because it'll cause a lot of frizz, and you want to keep that frizz minimized, or basically eliminate frizz altogether if you can. So once you can see here, going through and taking out the twist, you can see that the curls are defined. They actually look pretty darn good if I don't say so myself. Just kind of going through here, taking out the twist. And I don't know about you guys, but every time I do this, I think I have gotten all the twists out, and then somewhere down the line, I realize I have left some twists still in my hair. And that definitely happened while I was recording this video. You'll see that in a little bit, so just work with me. So again, you see that big line right across the top of my head. You can go and do triangle parts if you want, or you can just naturally pull the hair apart without using a comb so that you don't have to work a line out like that. So here I noticed that some of my twists weren't 100% dry, so I decided to use a diffuser to finish drying them instead of going back under the dryer. And here is where I noticed that I left a full-blown twist in the top of my head because I was trying to go ahead and get those bad boys out of there. So here I'm going through and breaking up the twist even more after the initial take apart. I guess you can use the word take apart, just to give it some more fullness, and still discovering that I have a couple twists in there that I didn't know I left. So now I have a pick, and I'm going through and trying to cover parts and give the hair some fullness and some lift. Of course, my pick is purple. Purple is my favorite color, and it's also the salon color. I'll explain why I chose it as a salon color in another video. So we're lifting and we're lifting and we're lifting. And I'm also kind of giving some texture and some lift with my fingers as well outside of the comb. So now I'm going through with edge control. I used a mix between the Naked Laid edge control and the IceKonic edge control. Love them both. It's really, really good stuff. And as you can see, those edges are together, girl. Yes, they are together. They are snatched. So I'm kind of excited to see that I got a little bit of a drop. So I'm going through and securing the edges and molding the edges, but I'm also trying to make sure I got that drop in place. So here I'm using the Mizani Humidity Resistant Mist HRM. This is great, especially in the spring and the summertime when we're dealing with humidity in the air. I use it on pretty much all my clients, but definitely for my blowout clients. And here I'm using it just in case, you know, I try to keep frizz at bay as much as possible. So I felt like I needed a little bit of that. Now I'm going through and finger styling and trying to direct the curls to where I want them to go and stay. And now I'm going to finish up with the Influance Oil, Sheen, and Conditioning Spray. I also love this. It smells great. It is lightweight, and I pretty much use it on everybody. It also doubles as a great heat protectant. But obviously I didn't need a heat protectant here. I just needed some shine for my final look. Finger styling one more time. And now we're going to be going into the finished look. Yes, girl, got that makeup together. Got them purple lips to match your shirt and the room. Got those earrings back on. And we're going through and kind of giving some lift and definition once more, because when I was applying my makeup, I had to clip the bang out of the way. Now that I have a bang, hey! So I had to put that back in place. And here are some still shots of the finished look. I hope you have enjoyed this video of my 2-strand twist outs on my short hair. If you would like to book any appointments, you can see the link in this video from met-salon.com.